Welcome to the Starry-Eyed Effect. I'm Brendan.
And I'm Jen. On this podcast, we'll be chatting about all things Williams syndrome.
Ups and downs, and what it's like living with Williams syndrome.
We're excited to share our community with you. Thanks for being here.
Hey Brendan, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I thought it would be fun to take you on a little tour of the second floor, which will be the main hub, the main nerve center for the convention in 2024. This is going to be a video podcast exclusive. So this will not be on the audio podcast. So if you are listening to the audio podcast, go to our YouTube page. Or go to the Starry-Eyed Effect Facebook page and get on there, and you'll be able to see the video of the second floor. And if there are any questions about the upcoming convention, you can send them to convention@williams-syndrome.org. All right.
So excited. I never open the show. It's always Brendan, and I feel like I'm missing like my wingman. He's not here. So Stella, do you wanna come introduce?
Hello, my name is Stella.
Hi Stella, nice to meet you.
Yeah, this is Stella, and say what's your name?
What's your name?
My name is Jen. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Do you know anybody named Jen? Yeah, this lady right here. Well, everybody, please welcome Jen Chaplin. She is I'm going to call her the hostess with the mostest, coordinating all the things for Convention 2024. It's January, and so the WSA is shifting into convention planning hot and heavy. We're so excited. This year, as you guys all know, it's in Arizona in July. And so it was a great opportunity for us to bring Jen on and hear about all the good things that they're planning. So Jen, would you just take a minute, if people haven't met you before, and introduce yourself and share your background with us and how you came to the WSA?
Absolutely. I'm excited to be here. Stella, thank you for the great introduction. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
It was nice meeting you. As Jen mentioned, my name is Jen as well. So there are multiple of us. My joining of the WSA happened in September of this year. And so I came to the WSA because I have been a volunteer of the WSA for probably 10 plus years. I've been here in Phoenix for all the time as far as volunteering goes until I would start to travel and go to conventions. And so Boston was my very first convention. Okay. And I was always at the convention volunteering. I was typically the girl at the store. I was the girl who, was selling you guys all the merchandise and answering questions. It was kind of like that little home base of your info center next to registration. And so I was the person who was there with the WSA staff helping. And my whole background in becoming attached to the WSA started because of my affiliation with Sarah Giddings. Sarah and I became co-workers in 2003, 2004, and I met her son, and I feel like it was just kind of a given from there. And so I feel that to be around this community is a gift. Honestly, I recently attended one of the Adventure Seeker groups. Excuse me, I had to think about what I was doing. The Adventure Seeker group, and within that group, it was the reminder of it that I needed of why I joined here, because I haven't been immersed in the group or in the community recently, because obviously I'm here and I haven't been a part of it as much as I've wanted to. But when the opportunity came up and they needed somebody to help lead convention, I jumped at it. My background is I've been working in events since 2013, 2014. Okay. I worked for a local credit union, and I was their corporate event planner. And then I moved into their community event planner. And so my job was to put together fundraisers, and it was to put together our all staff convention that we did, throughout the year. And so I have a decent background in the things that we need to get this off the ground. I'm here in Phoenix, so I'm local, so I'm boots on the ground. I'm ready to go. So I'm excited, and that's just a little bit about me.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, we're excited to have you, and you 10 years. So I was just trying to think, like, our first convention, Stella wasn't diagnosed with Williams syndrome until she was 5. And our first convention was Columbus. So you have a lot. When was Boston a couple before that?
Boston was 2012. And so that it was, I think the only ones I missed were the virtual one during COVID.
Yes.
And then last year in Schaumburg, because I had a job change back then that I couldn't, it was too soon. So I couldn't get the time off, but yeah.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, so you've been on board since September, and tell everybody what you've been working on since you've been on board. I mean, we know it's convention, but give us
That's it. All convention, anything and everything convention. Lots of catch up to find out where we were at so far. Okay. Learning basically the ropes of obviously the organization. You know, being a volunteer is one aspect of it. Getting yourself immersed in the culture of what the organization is another. And so it takes some time to get your feet wet. It takes some time to get, used to the processes and everything else there. So there's the organization aspect of it, and then there's the convention aspect of it. And luckily convention, like there's some familiarity with what we want to do and how we want to proceed with convention. And, we want to make sure convention is as comfortable as possible for everybody. So I've been working on a lot of hotel logistics. I've been working on volunteers. We've been working on committees right now to make sure that we have the right people in place to move forward with the proper planning that we need to make sure that this is an experience that everybody can walk away from and say, that was amazing. That's an end goal. We want to make sure that everybody is happy coming to Arizona and visiting it and experiencing the convention that we host. So
that's awesome. Well, Arizona is one of my most favorite places. I love it there. I can never quite convince my husband to move there. So I'm excited about it. And I know a lot of people are excited about it too, but maybe you can just chat with us about like how Arizona was picked. I know it was picked in 2020 and, obviously that was a COVID year. So fast forward, we're circling back that wagon, but just being in Arizona yourself, why don't you share with the group, like, what is about Arizona and why this is going to be such a fun convention? Yeah,
actually, technically speaking, this was supposed to be the convention location for 2020. So when COVID hit, we had to shift, right? And the whole world had to shift. And when you book things, because it's a hotel, you book way in advance. So we've had this place since 2015 on the calendars.
Oh my gosh.
And so when we got to 2020 and everything had to shift, here we are. And so when COVID went rampant and we had to move and push out, we pushed to this year. So this was previously supposed to be our 2020 location. But as far as having it be somewhere where people want to visit, I've been here since I was 2. And is it hot? Yes, it's hot. I'm not going to lie. It's hot, but you make do and you stay hydrated and you have a great time. There's a lot of people who live here. We have beautiful sunsets. We have beautiful landscaping. Right now, I mean, it's winter, and I'm going to use winter. We've got snow-capped mountains that you'll be able to see. That's not going to happen during the summer, obviously, but we've got the Grand Canyon here. We've got 2 hours north. You can go and visit the forests and the beautiful mountain scenery. You got 5 hours one direction, you can go to California. So it's a very great central location. But I think the biggest piece about Arizona that really kind of reminds me why I'm here is the culture of what Arizona provides. We have such a diverse culture here, that we've got a ton of things for people to do. And so I think it's just one of those centralized locations where, throughout my life, you can go any direction to visit something new. I mean, I've lived here and I don't think I've covered it all. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for people to be here, and a lot of opportunity to explore.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I agree with you. I was talking with Nick and Lindsey yesterday, and it was so funny because they were like freezing, and I didn't hear from them what exactly the temperature was, but I know it's probably was it like 60 yesterday?
60 would be like semi doable. It was like 50s. It's like low 50s. And here's the thing. Joel got here and he said, "This is beautiful. Like, walk outside." I wear flip-flops year round, so it doesn't bother me in that aspect. However, it is freakishly cold here right now for a winter in Arizona. Freakishly cold. Like, it rained yesterday morning. I think you could actually, Sarah and I were driving, you could see the snow falling as it was, coming down on one of the mountains. But like, it's freakishly cold here right now. So yeah.
Well, it's not going to be cold there in July. It's going to be lovely and warm, and we're going to be. Are we close to a pool? We're nearby a pool, right? So you can dip.
There's a pool on property. Yes, there's a pool on property. So do we want to have a conversation about heat? Because we can. I mean, let's talk about it.
No, I think we already did talk about it. I mean, I know some of our Williams syndrome people are worried about heat, but we've explained to them it's like a dry heat. It's different, right, than like East Coast humidity, heat. And there's so many places, like most of our stuff is happening indoors, right? And actually indoors, it's going to feel cold because they're running the air conditioners and, there's misters and there's like a whole thing. So I know because I've spent so much that at night, even in the summertime, like when that sun drops, like it can get chilly. So
it can. I would say in like the desert part, yes, where we're going to be with buildings and like infrastructure around us, the heat will be present, but it's not going to be.
It's not that level, right?
It won't drop to 60s. Absolutely not. It probably won't drop below at night. So it'll be it'll be fine. Everything will be great. We will have a lot of our programming that we have planned for the convention, like you said, is going to be planned for indoors. We are focusing on making sure that people are, if we do morning excursions, we're going to take care of doing those offsite in the morning, not in the afternoon in the heat of the day. And the convention center that we're going to be utilizing is literally right outside the front door of the hotel and across the street. So it's not that you have to go far. It is right there. So
our people don't like to walk. A lot of our people don't like to walk. I know this.
Close access.
She doesn't want to walk if she doesn't have to.
We're going to put a whole FAQ together for people to know, like, tips and tricks on how to be ready for convention, ready for Arizona, number one, and ready for convention. So we'll talk about, water bottles, bringing water bottles and staying hydrated at all times. Start drinking water before you come here. I mean, it's something we should be doing every day. Bring an umbrella. An umbrella is great if you are outside to like shade yourself from the sun. People do that all the time. So, light color clothing. I personally wear black all the time, but at the end of the day, like people wearing light color clothing, that's a help as well to keep you cool. But just, little portable fans, if people want to bring those, it's fine.
Bring a sweater because inside it gets chilly.
Yes, inside can get chilly.
One of the things that I think is really cool that we haven't touched on yet is so we had this property, this hotel secured for our 2020 convention. That didn't happen. So we shifted that to 2024. But I heard that the hotel is honoring the 2020 prices, which is like bananas.
Yes. Jen, you're absolutely correct. You say 2020, our room rates are actually going back to 2015 when we originally secured the hotel. So $125 is what we're going for in the room block. So please make sure, we're going to be announcing that room block on Wednesday, the 10th.
Tomorrow, right? Like, because our podcast is going to air on Tuesday. So Wednesday, the 10th, y'all, like you need to get your rooms reserved. And the rooms go fast. They do.
Yes, they do. People want to stay. People want to be a part of it. And, we're looking forward to having everybody here. So check your email, check your newsletter. If you haven't looked at that yet, check social media. We'll have all the information on those sites so that you can get ahead and get booked in the room block.
Oh, good. Yeah. The first convention we went to in Columbus, we stayed at the hotel. The second one in Baltimore, we were not as on the ball, and we ended up having to stay at like a different hotel, and it was like so hard every day, like coming in and leaving the hotel, watching everybody have fun. And so I am like on it. As soon as the hotel opens, I'm getting
first person. I expect to be the first person.
Okay, yeah. I probably won't be the first person, but sometime in the day I'm going to get it done. So the 10th is when the room opens for registration. Is there anything else that you can tell us at this point? I know you're still shaping or continuation, what everything looks like just throw out some nuggets for us. Like, what can folks look forward to that's maybe new and different from past conventions?
Well, I can say, as far as, programming goes, we're going to still provide the programming that people expect, where, you're learning, but you're also given different experiences throughout that learning process. And so you're going to have some educational sessions that come with, the fun stuff that we do. We're going to have some on-site stuff. I think, as far as little nuggets, there's rumors that we might look into potentially doing a game show of some sort. I believe Joel might be helping us with that. There are rumors that there might be some karaoke going on. So there's a lot of fun stuff happening. Maybe a dance party of some sort. I believe everybody in this community loves to dance. It's probably one of my favorite parts of conventions, strictly because the life that happens there is the piece that, that's what it is. We love it. And there's so much learning that happens. And I think it's so important for everybody to be here to experiencing it. So we have longer breaks between sessions for people to network. We think that's a big opportunity this time, to make sure that the right people can connect with the right people when they have the time to do so. And so those are big things. Overall, we're trying to, like I said earlier, make sure that it's something where people are comfortable. You're meeting new people, you're being exposed to new opportunities, bringing in some of the culture of the city to participate in our event. I think those are the things that are little nuggets that hopefully will make you excited to be here.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. And like I said, Arizona is one of my most favorite places. Joel is messaging saying, remember that we're going to have a live podcast. That's something that we're
yes.
No pressure. It sounds like Joel is hosting a game show and maybe karaoke night and a podcast. He's really cheating.
We'll give him a break on the karaoke piece, but he might want to participate. We won't put him responsible for that. But
I have heard him sing. I've heard him sing. And
I heard him sing too, believe me. It's great, but I think we want to give him a break somewhere in between there.
Yeah. Well, so Jen, what's your go-to karaoke song? Do you have one?
Oh, I'm ashamed to tell everybody that I do not karaoke. My brother was a karaoke DJ host, and he couldn't even pay me to do it. And it's painful. Like, I don't want to hurt people when I sing. I may try if I'm feeling bold enough, but I might have to have a bunch of people singing with me. So
well, you might have to everybody. It sounds like
Stella,
event planning.
Will Stella sing with me?
Stella, you want to sing?
Sing what?
Oh, Stella, you got to tell Jen what you sing. What is your go-to song?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do.
What?
What's your go-to song?
I don't know.
If you're going to sing, what do you sing all the time? Stella sings this at basketball games, at baseball games, wherever she can sing it. What do you sing? Star Spangled Banner. That's
song. I know other people who love that song too.
Yeah. So I think she's going to be up there. She's going to be ready for it.
Listen, I'll sing with you.
Would you like that, Stella? When?
At convention.
Yeah, in July, right? Stella's very excited about going to convention in July. And actually, my other kiddo, who is typical, she is excited as well because she has met a couple of friends from previous conventions. And so she's like, oh, well, I'm going to go too, right? And hang out with my friends. So it's such a fun family opportunity. And the only person who suffers is my husband because I stay out too late and he has to take care of everybody.
Well, I've seen other podcasts, Jen, where you talk about you being out with everybody, and I have no doubt. I feel like I can visualize you at some point being out and about in the crowd.
Until 10. That's because I'm old, but
that's your cutoff.
That's all night for me. The next day, I will feel bad.
That's awesome. I get it.
Well, thank you for being on the show. Hopefully we got everything that Joel wanted us to get. I just listen to what Joel says and then I show up.
We just read Joel's comments.
Yeah.
I'm excited for people to come over here. You know why? Because they never been to a state like this before. Because obviously I've been to hot, humid states and all that, but there's some people are going to be this is their very first time in Arizona and they're not used to this hot, dry, very dry heat.
Mm-hmm.
And
I spent some time in the summer in Arizona before in Waddell in the Phoenix area, so I know.
The monsoon season.
Yeah, we have monsoons and we call the storms haboobs.
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 We had a great episode about those, remember?
Yeah.
Yep. That was that's where I learned about it. I had never heard of haboobs.
And how you're
You've
going to
never
go
heard
to
of
the
it before?
observatory.
I had never heard of a haboob before this podcast.
And how you're going to go up to the
And now
observatory and
I'm
watch.
gonna
That's
be
right.
I'm gonna be a haboobologist. So it's really great. We're talking about some of the different programming that we're to the point now where we can actually start talking about what is each day going to look like.
Yeah.
In terms of programming for the adults, programming for the Stellaroo teenagers, programming for and what are what are the little kids going to do? So it's kind of exciting. It's exciting to get to do that. Of the stuff that we have talked about just briefly when we were upstairs, like what were the things that made you kind of most excited or that was most interesting?
The tiny kids learning about how they're gonna have fun and enjoying themselves and not like be all like angry and sad and crying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because if they start crying, then they're not gonna have fun.
Yeah, the kid programming. It's great. What about you, Nick?
The interesting thing was the interesting thing was they were talking about like foster homes and things like to grab like daycare things.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, the daycare things like for the 1 and like 5-year-olds and like the younger ages and like everything.
Yeah, sourcing the logistics of what it takes to
make the convention.
To make the convention happen it's a lot, but it also is it's really interesting, and that's one of the big places where we're leaning on our local contacts to try to find, hey, where not only where can we maybe get this stuff or to either purchase or rent, but then where can it go after the convention is done.
Right.
And where, what can we do to sort of leave a good impact when the convention is done?
Yeah.
So.
And the other part is the classes. I'm excited about the classes.
Yep, I'm excited about classes.
We'll have some cool classes that are like, especially the adults and teenagers and stuff with Williams syndrome, just having some more social skills in their toolbox and ways to sort of
sign language.
But we've talked about sign language. We've talked about salsa dancing, and we've talked about some like actual sessions that aren't just about like, oh, hey, life with Williams syndrome. It's more, hey, these are some fun things that you'll be able to leave here saying, I learned this I learned how to salsa dance at convention.
And I hope the kids have fun learning new things in their lives.
Yes.
I think, Stella, is there anything like you would want to learn, or like, is there anything that you're excited about for a convention?
I might get too hot.
We're not trying to tell people about the heat yet. We're trying to make them come over here and have fun.
Yeah.
Well, what she's not telling you is that she really loves the heat, so she'll be like super jazzed about it.
For instance, maybe we can have a class for like for Special Olympics. I'm in the Special Olympics. Yeah. I've been in the Special Olympics.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be cool.
You like that?
10, 11, 12 years now. I don't know how long, but I have 7, 8 gold medals, and I've like got second place for instance, soccer this year. I got second place for soccer.
Very cool.
Or maybe one of my crowns over here and show the kids.
Well, I think there'll be a whole thing maybe where you can show, like, talk about being in pageants, talk about what it takes to do that, talk about
pageantry and all
how
that.
those, what goes into winning a title like that.
Yeah.
So,
It's hard sometimes.
Yeah.
When the people when the people come to you and tell you mean things, it's not easy. It's not.
No.
So
wearing high heels all day is not easy.
right there, you'd lose me. I don't want to wear high heels all day.
I don't blame you. I think
I try to take breaks from high heels. So
well, I think what you were saying though, that's like, I mean, good for anybody to learn. Stella's in 7th grade and she's learning at school, right? That there can be kids that are mean. Sometimes you can be mean to people sometimes, right? And so learning how to have better social skills, that would be a good thing to learn at convention, right? Would you like to learn that? Yeah. She also what did you say you wanted to learn at convention?
Dance.
She heard Lindsey say it's also dancing.
What was the dancing that Jen was talking about? Not this Jen, but Jen.
Salsa.
Well, you were talking about salsa, but she was talking about what is it called?
Bachata.
Bachata? I don't know.
It's a Mexican dance when you dance together, but you have to move your hips. It's all the footwork and your hips.
Wow.
That's the part that it's not easy.
Stella would love it. She loves all kinds of stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What did you like in conventions in the past? What things have you liked to do?
Move around.
Yeah, you like to move around to the different places.
And get some food in them.
Likes to get some food. She wants to make sure there's good food.
Jen, we must have met a couple of times in our lives. I mean, like, how many conventions have you been to?
How many have we been to, Stella? So first we went to Columbus. Then we went to Baltimore. Then we went to Chicago. So how many is that? Three.
I've been to every single one of them since the one in we went to Anaheim 2014.
2014, yeah.
Yeah, I was there in 2014, 2016, 2018, 2020.
2020 virtual, yeah.
2020 I was there.
Then 2022.
I was planning to go to Chicago. I was planning to go, but my parents are like, you should wait longer until there's someone.
Yeah, this will be your first one. I'm so excited.
I'm nervous.
You'll be fine. You got
it. I mean,
it's a walk in the park.
But it's a good nervous, right? It's an excited nervous.
Yeah.
What do you think, like, for the very first time in your life, like, there was like a convention virtual? I thought that was kind of interesting and kind of weird, not seeing like people that you haven't seen in a while, just like right there on the screen. It's like, okay.
It was making the best out of a bad situation.
Yeah.
You know, the best parts of convention is when we can all be together, is when our Williams syndrome community gets to see each other in person, and parents and caregivers get to meet other parents and other caregivers from around the country and just make new friends, and luckily that we were, still able to get a lot of good information.
Maybe after this convention, we should do one in Texas.
So then after Phoenix, it will be somewhere out east. But I'm not allowed to say where, but I think I might be allowed to say that we'll announce the location at convention. But yeah, so that'll be out east, and then it'll be somewhere in the middle of the country again. So that could technically be Texas.
Because I have family in Texas. They want to go to one so badly.
Yeah. But then, Texas, we'd be talking about Texas in the summertime, and we'd be talking about the heat and stuff again.
That would be
I had an idea. I don't know if this ever is gonna happen, but I went to Hawaii for my brother's.
Hawaii.
Would you, Jen and Brendan, Stella? Would you want to go to a convention in Hawaii?
Heck yeah.
Why don't we end this, and then we'll go back up to the meeting, but why don't we end this by we'll go on the road here. We're going to pick up the phone and the computer at the same time, and we'll wander through the lobby a little bit more.
Okay.
No.
At least for the lobby.
Yes.
And then we can get the second floor and stuff later. Okay, so like we said, this is the downstairs. This is one end of the lobby. So then we walk over here. And then there's conventions areas here and stuff.
And
so then Yeah, there's little more classrooms and convention stuff. There's the elevator banks. The elevators are super cool. But and then here's the lobby. Here's the front door and some lovely people that didn't think they were going to be on a podcast.
Of course.
But this one's really fun. So here are the escalators that will take you up to the second floor.
Those look like fun.
But then we also have this super awesome giant screen TV that we'll get to put stuff on.
Cool.
For the convention, we'll be able to put stuff up there that is like telling people, like welcoming everyone to Phoenix, telling everyone about what's going on. So it's really cool. And then there's other screens around that are like touch screens that we'll be able to use to make sure people
know where they're going.
Here's the restaurants and the little kind of the market. So so the lobby is lovely. I don't know if it's internet will let us, but let's go up. Nick and Lindsay's favorite thing is the elevator.
Oh yeah, the elevator is my favorite.
They love it because the elevator. Hopefully, we'll get one of the outside facing elevators. Can you hit a button there for me, Nick? Oh, hey, look, it's shiny. They polished. That's us. Okay, here we go.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the
That's cool.
Yeah, hold on. I gotta do this. We're gonna go actually all the way up to 18 so everyone can see what happens here. Here we go. See, look at this. So then here's the second floor lobby area. Oh, I may have frozen. Oh, internet is unstable. I don't know if anyone can see, but you can look out. Oh, yeah. You can look out onto the city.
Oh.
So it goes, here, I'll take this is the view from the elevator out here. Let me try to get it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can look out over the city and the mountains and stuff. So, yeah. Well, Lindsay, Nick, why don't we sign off?
Bye.
And
Seeing you guys.
Thank you.
And I'll turn on my little light. So where we are is I'm on the mid-level of the there we go. I'm on the mid-level of the lot. There's like looking down these escalators is the lobby. So you come up this one set of escalators, and then you come and you go to
another set.
This set of escalators, and it's really cool. Because then once you get up to the top of the escalators here, it just opens up into this giant.
Oh, that's cool.
Giant space.
Nice.
We're still figuring out how we're going to configure everything, but chances are you'll come right up here. There'll be some sort of big signage, maybe looking up into some of the rooms. But like registration probably will be somewhere around here, and then we're going to have an area for like step and repeat pictures. We're going to make sure that people have selfie areas. But this giant space will be all ours.
That's going to be amazing. I can't wait for everybody to see this.
Yeah, it's going to be the main hub of everything, and we'll be able to even hold impromptu meetings and stuff out here. So there's these great little seating areas, different little cordoned off areas, giant bank of windows. The building, I don't know if it's going to be able to see because it's just me basically walking towards, but across the street is the convention center where we're going to be doing a lot of stuff.
Cool.
This is cool. There's the elevators.
Yeah.
You just saw an elevator go by. So they're open so we can watch these elevators go all the way up.
We have the Embassy Suites in Austin. They had the exact same kind of elevator thing going on. And in Schaumburg, the Overspill Hotel, they had glass framed, elevator thingies.
Sure. Yeah. So these are some of the smaller conference rooms. And so these will be where some of the programming, the sessions that we have. And back there's a whole series of larger ballroom or larger conference rooms. the ballroom is directly below us. Over here, and so that's where like the opening night stuff will be, and like a lot of the keynote speeches and the sort of the main, some of the bigger sessions, bigger educational sessions and stuff. So and all of the conference rooms are named for different Arizona artists, which is pretty cool. They're all cowboy artists is like the theme of the area.
So Hanson is not named for Bop.
Yeah, that's I believe I may have even said that same thing. So here's the elevator bank, and there are 2 interior elevators too. So if you really have a fear and you don't want to be in the elevators that have the glass facing out, you can still ride the elevator. So then on the opposite side of the elevator, like there's the elevator and there's where I just was. They have a stairs that leads up from the lobby.
Okay.
And then more seating areas. Over here probably will be where the store will be, where you can buy swag and buy different WSA and convention stuff. But yeah, so like you look up and there's all of it, and this is just like for the first 5 or 6 floors. And then it just keeps going, like in that other video with Nick and Lindsey. So this, and there are more conference rooms over here, and we're going to be able to create quiet rooms. And so, where I should take you is I should go up a floor.
Show me.
I can show everybody where the pool is and stuff.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
You're in for a treat, folks.
I may, it may get a little
glitchy.
Yeah, glitchy as I'm going through the elevator here. But yeah. Oh, yep. I'll get to go up one of the interior elevators. Make sure there's no one in here, so I don't accidentally film somebody who doesn't want to be seen. Okay.
Right.
All right.
It was really nice to see Nick and Lindsey last night.
Yeah, they are so very excited. It's very cool how involved they're getting and how excited they are to have everyone come see their hometown, or their home state, I should say. So out here, what we have first out here is this is just an outdoor terrace area. Which, as you can imagine, in July, it'll probably be very hot here. So we're not going to be doing much in terms of this is where the opening night party is going to be. No, because it'll just be way too hot. But as you can see, maybe you can see, there are rooms. Around and these are all some of them are guest rooms, some of them are conference rooms. And I think this may be where we do a lot of the work and a lot of the stuff with the little kids.
Cool.
So that in the morning times before it gets really hot, they'll be able to maybe be outside. But then they're going to be able to sort of have all of these great little areas, and if the weather somehow is nice, a lot of these doors open, and so you kind of have an indoor outdoor scenario where you can be going, and then all you do is you go through this little hallway through here and you get to the pool, and it sounds like there might actually be some people. No, just music. I was like, I'm hearing voices. It's 50 degrees. Are people out in the pool? But
that sixth sense is kicking in, huh, Joel?
Yeah. So this is the pool area. It's got, so it's got a whole, seating area, lot of little cabanas.
Nice.
And here's the pool area. Now, the pool area, it's not designed for swimming.
Yeah.
The pool is kind of intentionally designed where you can just be in the water and chat and hang out and have a drink or have a soda and just sit and chat. It's not really a big hey, let's swim laps, or let's do let's do all sorts of crazy have get on my shoulders and we'll have a wrestling match with other people. This is not that kind of pool, but it's only 3 feet or 3.5 feet deep. But I think the idea is it's a place to cool off if you want. And then, like I said, there's more guest rooms over here, and then there's a gym. A really nice full service gym for people who want to get their workouts on. I think there are a couple people working out here, so I'm not going to go in there. But lots of ellipticals, free weights, treadmills, not like machine, lifting machine. Why can't I think of that word? What is the word I'm looking for?
Those things.
The things at the gym that make you get muscles.
Yeah, the weight machine.
The weight machines. So that's the third floor, and we'll be able to utilize a lot of this too. And then you can be up here and see from up here. You can get a sort of a bird's eye view.
Oh, very cool.
Let's see if I can turn the light up any higher. So this is the bird's eye view from the top of one area, and and then here's the elevator banks again, and then the other side is kind of a mirror image. So that's really that's going to be where a lot of the convention takes place, is in these areas. So it'll be really fun, I think.
How did things go with Jen? Did it come out good?
Oh yeah, it was great. They're hilarious. If you're watching this, hopefully you already watched the interview with Jen Chaplin, who is our convention expert, and she's the person, our on-site person who is taking care of all sorts of all things. On-site guru, the convention czar is what I like to call her. So this is Phoenix. This is the Hyatt Regency in Phoenix, where come July we're going to be spending lots. It's good, and the people who work here, they seem very, very excited about it as well. So
good deal.
It's really great. Oh, cool. Well, Brendan, thanks for joining me on this little tour.
No, thanks for having me as always.
Yep. And again, if you somehow skipped ahead and didn't watch the rest of the podcast already, go back and watch the interviews with Nick and Lindsey and with Jen Chaplin.
Yes, watch that first.
Watch that first, and then come or if you already listened to it, that's great, and you just came and you're joining us for the video. Then I guess we'll let it go this time that you skipped the rest of the video. All right, buddy, you take care.
All right, bud.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Yeah, sounds good.
You've been listening to The Starry-Eyed Effect, presented by the Williams Syndrome Association. The show is hosted by Jennifer Keaton and Brendan Lemieux, and produced by me, Joel Listman. Theme song by Tommy Barbarella and Mariella Elm. Got a question for the show? Email us at podcast@williams-syndrome.org. Video version of the podcast available on the Williams Syndrome channel on YouTube. Review us on Apple Podcasts, and maybe it will get featured on a future episode. Make sure to like and subscribe to The Starry-Eyed Effect wherever you get your podcast delights.